Good morning. It's great to see you on this beautiful sunshiny morning. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of snowflakes this morning, but it is what it is. And we are spring in Michigan, and stuff like that happens all the time. Now, before we start today, we have a special thing. Yesterday, I had the chance to go over to the school and get some more equipment, some more things that I would need to be able to teach you even better that we're still at school. And one of them was I got our tooth chart. Woohoo! Jacob told me that he lost a tooth. And I thought, oh my goodness, we need to go get the tooth chart. So that's one of the things that I grabbed. And I wrote Jacob's name right here for him in the nice bright red marker. So we'll just use that red marker for any teeth that are lost from now to the end. And won't it be interesting to see how many another little angle to our tooth chart that we've never had before, and that is how many teeth were lost during the virus, how many teeth were lost before the virus. I think that'd be pretty neat to have. So we're going to go ahead and continue down there. I know that Aaliyah has a wiggly tooth. She hasn't let me know that it came out yet, but you let me know, and I'll write your names up here for you. It won't be quite the same as choosing your own marker and writing it yourself, but so we do things a little different during this virus time, and I'm glad that we can at least have it to do that. And on the back of this chart is last year's kiddos and how many teeth they lost and all of that. So it'll be nice to know that we can compare at the end of this year because I have that chart that will do both. Now, let's go ahead and start with our usual beginning. Let's stand up, put your right hand on your heart, and let's do our pledge together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now let's pray together before we sit down, okay? God, we thank you for another day. Thank you for the sunshine and thank you for the snowflakes. And thank you for loving us and always being our God, for always knowing our wants and our needs and are taking care of us beautifully. Thank you for healthy bodies. Thank you for those who are governing over us, who are helping to make wise decisions. Lord, keep them strong. Help them to feel your presence today and help them remember that when they're scared or when they don't know how to do things, they can always ask you for help. Help us to have a special day together, enjoying learning together and being a good friend to our parents, to our siblings, and to anyone else around us. In Jesus' precious name, amen. So here we are, ready to start another day. So let's get our marker. Here it is. And I've already written it down that today is the 128th day of school. In 2 more days, we'll be celebrating the 130th. So you'll want 13 round somethings ready to enjoy the 130th day of school with us. You'll have to get those at home because your parents know what you can eat and what you have on hand, and it would be hard for us to deliver everybody's to them. Okay, all righty, let's go on because it's time for reading class. So let's go ahead and begin with our usual is to review over yesterday's paper, just the front today, and because the back we'll talk about, but I won't be able to see right or wrong answers because you wrote down what your day is like. So, first of all, let's look up here at the top of yesterday's paper. This is the picture of what Johann looked like in our story. And this is the picture of Christoph and what he looked like in our story. So, who was it that loved to play the clavichord? Did you circle Johann? Then you did the right thing. And he was like a father to him. His own brother Christoph, wasn't he? Remember, mom died long ago and dad died just recently. So Christoph had to be like the parent for Johann. And that happens sometimes, even today. There are older brothers or sisters who sometimes take care of the younger ones because mom and dad are gone. Then he had a book of hard music. Who was that? That was Christoph also. Oh, Janos longed to read that music and try to play it. Oh, he wanted it so bad, didn't he? He did not like schoolwork. That was Johann. Yep, he did not like schoolwork. He loved taking music lessons. Yep, that was Johann also. Christoph gave him music lessons on the violin, but he really loved the clavichord, didn't he? He really did. Now, whoa, blew away from me. Must be a wind in this room somewhere. Johann played the music sadly, perfectly, or quickly. Oh, he played it perfectly. And it was amazing to him. Johann wanted to play from Christoph's special book, song, or shelf. You can't play from a shelf, but you can play from a book. Mhm. Johann used a pen and ink to copy the words, drawings, or notes, the notes. He didn't care about the words. He wanted to know how to play those notes, so he copied them carefully. Now, did your day look anything like Janos's day? Johann's day? No, your day didn't at all. For especially the after night stuff. Yeah, because what did Christoph do all night? He wrote and copied those notes, didn't he? All night long. Now, let's take a look at that's yesterday's paper. Let's take a look at our words and stuff for today. First of all, let's start with our service words. Let's read those together. We've got every, like I have a prize for every child. And then we've got the word gone. Nope, it's not go, gone. That's how it would be if we used our phonics rules. But that our reading rules, but that doesn't work for this word. That's why it's a service word. You have to just memorize it. It's gone. And then the word many, many, many. That's many, many, many. Lots of them. And then go on to pretty, and I believe, nope, tear. Yep, that's a new one. We haven't had that word before. As, as Jenny began to cry, a tear fell on her dress. Tear. Now, that's also how you spell the word tear. Like if you tear a piece of paper. Yeah, but that's the same way you spell it. But in our story, you will see that tear does not fit. Tear fits the sentence. So that's how we know it's tear and not tear. And our last one is very. Much, much, very. Okay, those are our service words for today. Let's go over them again really quick. Every, gone, many, pretty, tear, and very. All right, now let's go on to reviewing a minute the names of the boys in our story. Yes, they're still boys. This one, even Christoph is still a boy. He's not a man yet, even though he has to take care of Janos. Johann, I keep saying Janos, and I'll tell you why. When I was married, but my parents were still able to take care of children, younger children, they had a foreign exchange student like we have a Kim. They had a Janos, and Janos was from the country of Germany. Yeah, which is where Uncle Paul lives. You're right. Isn't that crazy how that worked out? So every once in a while, I say Janos instead of Johann. It just comes out that way. So, but Janos was a neat guy too. Very, very special guy. But this is Christoph, and then we've got Johann Sebastian Bach. Do it again. Johann Sebastian Bach. We just say Johann, and that's good enough. But I thought we better review those names because those are in our story today. And then let's look at our vocabulary words. We have the word lessons, perfectly. That's it's got a suffix on it, doesn't it? Lee, perfect can be by itself, but this is perfectly. Okay, we have, oh boy, the big C word, clavichord. Yep, say it again, clavichord. Yeah, we've said it a lot, but that's how you read it. And organ, organ. Let's read those again. Do them with me out loud, nice and loud. Lessons, perfectly, clavichord, organ. And those are our vocabulary words. What did Mrs. Smith write them on? I wrote them on music notes, didn't I? Yeah, and that went kind of is going to go with other things, like in our phonics lessons and so forth. We're going to be talking about music notes and like that. Now, for class today, you're going to need your reading paper, a pair of scissors because you have to cut. So we have our paper, we have our scissors, we have our book, of course, a pencil. Okay? I think I have a pair of scissors stuck here. They are. So you need four things. Oh, and you need glue. Oh my goodness, I don't have any glue up here. Okay, we've got pencil, scissors, glue, paper, and reading book. And the paper numbers are 126, and there's nothing on the back because you're going to be cutting it apart. 126, your book, your scissors, your glue, and your pencil with an eraser because you got to write your name. Okay, see you in a minute. Great. So we're all set with all of our equipment now that we've reviewed and we've looked ahead. Let's look at our book. Well, let's look at our paper. So when you're done with your story, then you'll know what to do. You're going to cut on this black dotted line, cut that all off, or you can do like Mrs. Smith does, just one cut. Start right over here on the edge and cut right across the yellow. Just chop that whole bottom part right off and then go down, over, up, just like we do in our classroom. Did you ever notice that Mrs. Smith never cut it right at the black dotted line? I just cut it off down there already, and then it was just one cut. And then all you did was go down, over, and up, and you got it. So you're going to cut off the bottom, and then you're going to be cutting these into four. What's that shape? Those aren't squares. What are they? Rectangles. You're right. You're going to cut it into the four rectangles. Decide which sentence goes with which picture. Now, how can you decide? What do you have to do? You've got to read it. You're right. Read it very carefully. Johann's name looks like it's in every single rectangle sentence. And then put just a dot of glue or a swipe of your glue stick if that's what you're using. If you don't have either one of those, mom or dad might have some tape. Clear tape would make it so you could just lay it right over the tape top and lay it on. That works too. And what if you don't even have any of that? Just lay them on there and show mom or dad that where you've laid them, and that will be fine. You don't even have to do glue or tape because once they see that you've got them in the right place, you're all done anyway. So that's your paper. Now, the gift of music is the name of our story, isn't it? The gift of music. Now, I've never talked to you about this page right here. And that is a whisper, is just a very quiet sound. That's the very softest sound. And then yelling is kind of like this. A power saw would be a really loud, high pitched sound. I'm not even going to try to make it. I'd probably hurt your ears and make your dog yelp. And then we've got the jet engine airplane. Those guys have to wear headphones so that doesn't hurt their ears. And then the very, very loudest is a blue whale. Wow. I don't know if I've ever, I don't think I have heard a blue whale sound like it would be out in the ocean. That's pretty cool. Now, let's talk for a minute about the gift of music. That was something that Johann just loved, didn't he? He absolutely loved music. And today we're going to be turning to page 69, and that's where we're picking up our reading today. Pages 69 to the end of the story, which is 73. So you're going to be reading pages 69 to the end of the story, including about Johann Sebastian Bach's life at the very end. No, that is not a picture of what he copied, but that is kind of how it would have looked. Now, over here on the bottom is a drawing, but it's very much how Johann Sebastian looked when he was a grown up. Very different from the boy's picture that they drew at the beginning of our story, isn't it? But you're going to find out how he persevered, how he copied and copied all night long. What do you think that did for him? It made him very tired, didn't it? So tired that sometimes he didn't even stay awake during the day. Today, you're going to find out what Christoph thinks about Johann staying up all night copying music, what he thought about that, and what he did about that, but how that made Johann even persevere further. Perseverance, keeping on, keeping on. When you finish the story, of course, that's when you do the paper so that you can know that you're all set. And that's it for today in reading. Have a great day. See you next class.